What is up, fellow nerds? It is me, Jamoka Cobbs. I am with my partner, Charles Pinkney, and today we have headphones for you. We have a double dip of headphones for you. We're going to do the unboxing, quick unboxing, and a review of these headphones. So stay with us right after this. Alright, nerds, welcome back, and we are about to get into the review. We are excited about these headphones, Charles. These are both Bluetooth wireless headphones. I have the audio-technica SR6BTs.
And I have the Sennheiser Bluetooth HD 4.50 BTNC. I always get the ones with the complicated names.
Right. And these are both more higher end headphones than the ones that we've done previously. Audio-Technica, as we both know, are a great brand. They make some higher end stuff, but this is actually a great brand. And the same thing with Sennheiser, a nice brand for your audio headphones. Again, these are not your budget headphones. These are not your $50 headphones. These will run you north of 130, 140, 150 range. So if you're into headphones of that caliber, then you're in for a treat with this video right here. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Charles, I'm gonna let you start off with your headphones real quickly.
Okay, so again, the Sennheisers Bluetooth. What came in the box? We're gonna start with what came in the box. I already unpackaged mine. So not only do you get a carrying case, of course you get the headphones. That's a no-brainer. You get the carrying case. You get a micro USB to USB charging cable, and you got your instruction pamphlet here, along with some warranty information. So you want to hold on to that. And you also get a 3.5 millimeter cable. Now, the cable on this end is proprietary. These pair of headphones, we'll get into it a little bit later, uses a locking mechanism. So keep that in mind. And you only get this one cable. So yeah, you get the case, USB charging cable, and a 3.5 millimeter headphone cable.
All right, now let's get into mine here. I saved my unboxing for the video, but that's okay. We'll do it quickly. Very nicely packaged case. Headphones tucked away in there.
Oh man, look at that. That's nice.
So it give you a nice little premium package, you know. Obviously, headphones come with it. Let's take that away. And up under that is where all your goodies are. This is your carrying case or your pouch. Not a very premium case. It's more of just a little bag to put in. I would have preferred a hard case, something either similar to that or a nice case, but this will do just fine for what I need it for. And obviously you have your 3.5 millimeter audio cable as well as your USB charging cable as well, packed away in the back here. It does have a microphone on the cable. We'll get more into that a little bit later. And of course, your instruction pamphlet, your starting guide, and your warranty information as well. So nothing sexy there. So let's get right to the good stuff.
Okay, so to start, we're going to talk about the design of the Sennheiser headphones. Overall, I think they look good. They feel good. They're plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. They feel like they can withstand a beating if they needed to. So overall, I do like the design and the looks of the headphones. I do wish they had a little bit more premium material weaved into them, but overall, I think the padding is nice, the design is nice, they look nice overall. Okay, so these do fold in to make them compact so they can fit in smaller headphone cases, which is very nice. I personally love when headphones fold like this. This is a big plus for me. Makes them easier to travel with. If you get on a plane and you have a backpack, a smaller backpack, it easily fit into that backpack. And they also turn to adjust to your head size when you put them on your head. So that's a big plus as well.
All right, now let's talk about the design for the Audio-Technica headphones here. Now these also feel very well designed. They have a nice premium feel to them. They've got a little bit of weight to them. You can actually tell the construction of these. This is not a cheap plastic. It's a harder material They feel definitely like they can take a beating and pounding. A little turn to the headphones as well. The way you adjust the headphones are really nice. It just has a really nice glide to it. I mean, it's just really smooth. And it sticks every position. It locks in very well. So it adjusts from a small head all the way to a bigger head, like his head over there. But that's okay. Yeah, very nice design. I love the look. I love the contrast and color. It's very comfortable. These are actually all the way over the ear headphones, so they cup right over my ears and just fit comfortably on my ear. So very nice design. A+ for Audio-Technica for these. Also, they do fold up like this as well. Not as compact as those, but pretty well.
Yeah,
you can say it. So pretty good, I see.
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah. All right, and that is it for the design. Let's get into some of the functionality of it.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the functionality on the Sennheiser headphones. So first off, let's start with button placement, and I'll get some close-ups here. But you have your power button, you have your play, pause, and track forward and back button, which is one button. You have your volume up and down button, and then you have your charging port and your headphone jack there, so you can connect a wired cable. It also has the microphones on here. One of them is for calls, so you can make calls on here. It has an inline mic. And then the other one that's on the side of the headphones, it's actually for the noise canceling. So these have pretty good noise canceling built into them. It's active noise canceling. So as far as I can tell, I didn't find a way you can turn it off if you really don't like noise canceling. But it does have noise canceling, and it does work pretty well. And I mentioned the microphone on the side of the headphones for the calls. So listening to calls and making calls were a joy. It sounded good enough. I tend to think wired headphones sound a little bit better when making calls, but it got the job done. It's very usable. People on the other end, we made a call together, and you said that you could hear me fine.
Yep.
There may have been a little bit of echo just because of the room I was in, but
I can hear it very clearly.
Yeah, I think that was just because of the room I was in. I think the microphone works very well. I made a couple of other calls, and nobody had any issues with my audio quality. So you got to give them an A+ there. Okay, so as far as the battery life on these puppies, now on the box, of course, Sennheiser is advertising up to 25 hours of battery life. Now, what's funny is I've had these for about a week, I think, and I haven't been able to run them down. Like, they're running on the charge from the day that I got them. So I'm going to give the battery life a pass on this one because I haven't had to charge them. That hasn't been a problem. And it's always good when you don't have to think about charging your electronic devices. We already got so many other things that require charging nightly.
Right.
So big A+ for them on this battery life.
All right, let's talk about the functionality of the Audio-Technica headphones. Let's start off with the button placement. So this has a little less buttons than the other headphones. Let's go over that very quickly. So first off, we have your USB charging port. Then I have one button that controls the play, pause, fast forward, reverse, volume up and down. It's all centered in one button here. A nice little knob that you can feel the controls. I'll get into my one little con about it a little bit later in the video. You have the earphone jack on the left headphone. And on the right headphone is just the power button on and off. There's no switching to Bluetooth mode or whatever. You just switch on, it automatically goes into pairing mode. Alright, the battery life on these headphones, Audio-Technica is also advertising, not on the box here, but in the instructions it's saying up to 30 hours of battery life.
Wow.
Again, I charged them on the first day I got them, about a week or so ago. Have not had to charge them yet. And I use them while I'm working. I throw them on, listen to some music, some podcasts. Battery is still going strong. I have not had to charge them yet, so definitely a passing grade on the battery life. So very impressive. Again, just to echo what Charles said, I don't have to worry about charging one more device. I already got to do that with my watch, my phone, my laptop, my tablet. Yeah. Don't have to do that with these. So that is an A from them. So very impressed by that.
One thing I got to give to headphones, the battery life on them are getting good. Like they're getting good. So let's hope that same thing happens to phones one day.
Hope so. Also, call quality as well. So I made a few phone calls. I just recently made a phone call to Charles as well. Charles, what was the audio quality like?
Sounds good. Sounds good. I can hear you loud and clear. It got the job done. I think if you're looking for uber clarity, you might want to plug in a pair of wired headphones or something like that. But I think it got the job done. No issues from me on that end.
Right. So they work great for, like, if you're in the gym, you need to make a quick phone call. You don't want to have to fill it with wires or anything. Make that phone call real quick. Good to go. So definitely gets the job done. So very impressed by that as well. All right, now let's get into the comfort of the headphones. Again, the headphones have very nice cushions for the ear cups. Again, these are over the ear, so they fit completely over my ear. Obviously, the band here is nice and soft cushion. So as I put these headphones on, they do conform to my head, again, with the just slightly adjusting of the ear cups, and they fit comfortably on my head. I've had these headphones on for 3 or 4 hours at a time. Did not feel the need to take them off to give my ears a break. So they're very comfortable. They're very lightweight once you put them on your head. So, and it conforms to your head. And yeah, they're very comfortable. Very impressed with what Audio-Technica has been able to do with these headphones. So again, very impressed by these, and I love the way they feel.
All right, comfort on the Sennheiser Bluetooth headphones. I am also very impressed with how comfortable these were. To put them to the test, I wore them on a very long walk. I wore them all day at work. On the walk, of course, it was hot and getting kind of sweaty. Even then, they were still comfortable. I didn't really get uncomfortable wearing them while walking. I think the longest I've worn them was for maybe about 3.5 hours. And again, I was just listening to the podcast, just random radio stations, and they were very comfortable. So they have these, we'll get a close-up on the cushioning, but very comfortable cushioning. Very, very comfortable. As far as the top or the band itself, it fits over my head just fine. I had no problem with that. It's over the ear, so I had no issues there. The top of my band is like rubber, though.
Oh, okay.
I do wish it was more the type of padding that's on the cups themselves, kind of like the Audio-Technica. But this got the job done. Again, I didn't really get uncomfortable wearing them, so I can't ding them for that. Other than that, yeah, they're really... All right, so moving on to the sound portion, which is the most important portion of any headphone review, of course. These are a pair of Sennheisers. I kind of knew what to expect going in as far as sound quality was concerned, but I was really, really surprised by how good these were. Even though they were a pair of Sennheisers and we expect good quality sound from Sennheiser, these were very, very good sounding headphones. Now, they get loud for those people who like to listen to their headphones loud, which we don't recommend, of course, but they do get loud. With that said, the noise bleed on them wasn't too bad at all. I was listening to some music at full volume next to Jamocha. He could hear the music, but would you say it was, would you have been disturbed if we were in a working environment and the music was up that loud?
No, I would not have, because in a normal working environment, there's going to be some more ambient noise going on. Yeah. I necessarily won't be sitting this close to you.
Right.
More likely you'll be another maybe 4 or 5 feet away. And yeah, it would not bother me. I would not be able to make out what was being said. Gotcha. So yeah, so at max volume, that is. So
that's at max volume. And again, don't recommend listening to headphones that loud. But if you're that type of person that wants to listen to them on full blast, have a party on inside your head,
right,
they do get loud. And then alongside that, the noise bleed on them is not bad at all. So thumbs up there. All right. With that said, volume doesn't mean anything if they don't have good clarity. But I'm happy to report that these sound good as far in the clarity department. Highs and lows were very good. You can hear everything with these headphones. Again, I was surprised by how good they sounded to be a pair of Bluetooth headphones. And I've listened to a number of different kinds of Bluetooth headphones. We typically review like the cheaper kind, with the heavy, usually have heavy bass, trying to appeal to the younger market, or people who like bass, not the younger market, people who enjoy bass. But with these, the bass was actually just right. It wasn't too overwhelming. It wasn't. There wasn't a lack of bass either. It was somewhere in the middle. So if you're someone that enjoys a lot of bass in your music, I would probably steer you elsewhere. But I personally think that these get the bass just right. They're just right for me. Yeah. So as far as sound is concerned, guys, these sound good. The noise canceling works very well. I think it makes it the actual audio a little bit more enjoyable. If you're the type of person that doesn't like to hear outside noises while you're listening to your music, these will do well for you.
All right, now let's dive into the sound quality of the audio-technica headphones. So, just a disclaimer, these are the first pair of audio-technica headphones I've ever owned. So, going into it, I was excited. Wanted to see how, audio-technica headphones compared to some of the other cheaper headphones that we normally review on this channel. And to my surprise, these are actually, they sound very nice. Now let's talk about volume real quick. Again, max volume, these do get a lot of volume. Again, for those of you who want a lot of volume, they do have it. Again, not recommended to turn the volume up. But again, at max volume, the noise bleed on these, Charles, what would you say? Because I put them on, turn them up, Charles is right next to me.
Yeah. I think what helps with these types of headphones is the fact that they're over ear, so they have good suction on your head. Typically, I would echo the same thing that you said about these pairs of headphones. I heard it, but I think in a work situation, we would be spread out a little bit more, and it wouldn't bother me at all. While I can make out sounds and beats, I couldn't. It wasn't disturbingly loud,
Right. So if I'm listening to some Migos, my coworkers probably wouldn't get offended by what's being said.
Yep.
In a normal environment. All right. Again, volume is okay, but let's talk about how clear these headphones are and the highs and lows. Now, I was shocked. I pretty much listened to the same music I was listening to with other headphones, and I was starting to hear things I normally haven't heard in music before. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? That little ting or something that I was not hearing in other headphones. So these headphones do a great job of picking up the highs and mids. Very impressed by the sound quality. Vocals sound very well on here. Listen to The Weeknd, listen to some Taylor Swift. Yes, I'm a Swiftie. Yes, they come through very loud and clear. Also in the bass category, again, these are not for your bass heavy heads out there.
Yeah.
I'm not a bass heavy head, so that's fine. When I put on a song that had decent bass into it, the bass came through on these. So I thought that the bass was just right. It wasn't just boom, 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 overpowering bass just to compensate or appeal to the bass heads. But no, I felt that the bass was correctly, portrayed with these headphones. It wasn't vibrating, it wasn't overpowering. I think it was just right. So again, if you want just a good balance, you want to listen to good music, you want to hear the highs, the lows, and mids, these headphones are actually very good. Again, all the headphones that I've reviewed, and that I own, by far these sound the best. And these, of course, will obviously be my daily drivers going forward. Using them in the gym. Although these are not noise canceling headphones, once I put them on and turn my music up to a decent volume, pretty much everything is blocked out, unless there's something close and it's really loud. But no, these do the job very well. Very impressed with the sound and highly recommend these for the sound. A plus for that.
Okay, so overall, the Sennheisers. Do I like them? Do I recommend them? I would say yes to both. I really, really like these headphones. A lot more than I thought I would, actually. And I would recommend them if you're looking for a pair of Bluetooth headphones. There are a few cons that I had with that being said. The play pause button is a rocker type of button, so you could rock it forward and rock it back to track skip and track back, and then you can press it in as well to play pause. The button itself is extremely small, so I found myself wanting to skip a track and accidentally pressing it because I couldn't feel it. It's that small. Like, I just wish that they made it a little bit bigger, like the ones on the Audio-Technica. Like, if you look at them together, and I'm sure we're gonna get close-ups here, like the button is pretty small, so it's accidental button presses will happen with this play pause button. The volume button itself is good, you know, everything else is good, but that's, I think, one of the cons that I had. And the only other con that I had was the cable. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's one of the locking cables. So you put it into the headphones, and you twist to lock it. And it's good because it can't be jerked out. You know, I never have an issue with headphones that don't lock being jerked out, but I mean, I guess that's a plus for these. But it makes it very hard. If you cut these, you have to buy another cable directly from them. And I'm not even sure that they sell these cables, to be honest with you. But you would have to contact Sennheiser to get another cable for this pair of headphones if you ever damage this cable. So that's a con in my opinion. But everything else, I think the only other thing I had a slight, and this is just a nitpick actually. They slide up and down just fine, but it's not as smooth as the Audio-Technica ones. These just glide. Like, that's just a glide. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break anything. These are kind of like a rough kind of. Yeah. You got to put a little bit of force, and then when you do, it just slams it down. But that's a nitpick for what is an amazing sounding pair of headphones, and I think they look good. Overall, what do you think about your Audio-Technica?
So, Audio-Technica, again, first pair of Audio-Technica headphones that I had ever owned. Very impressed by the overall quality of the headphones. Again, I do recommend these. I do like these headphones. Again, like I said, these will be my daily drivers going forward. So I highly recommend these headphones if you're in the market for a Bluetooth pair of headphones. These will get the job done. So definitely recommend them. Now, for just a couple things that I'm not, so keen on. First is get the nitpick out of the way. It's just a case. That's all. It's just a bag. Yeah. I wish I would have had a case, but that's, again, a nitpick. I mean, what it will do is keep it from getting scratched up or anything. Yeah. I mean, it won't protect it against a bump or whatever, but if I have it in another bag, then it should be fine to protect it that way. Again, that's just a nitpick. The only other one that's a bigger issue, not a real big issue, but is my button. Now, this is this button does everything. Play, pause, fast forward, volume down. So the issue that I ran into is if I wanted to turn my volume up very fast, very quickly, you had to push the button and wait a slight second, push it again, wait a slight second, push it again, wait a slight second. That's the only drawback. Again, that's if I want to turn the volume up or down at a faster pace. That's my one issue that I had with it. But yeah, again, unlike he said with his knob, here I can definitely feel mine. Yeah. It is a rocker type as well. It pushes in for the play pause. But the button itself feels high quality that I'm not worried that it's going to break off or anything. So yeah, overall, again, great quality headphones. I would expect that from Audio-Technica. So very impressed with these headphones and highly recommend it. Alright, so now I haven't used his headphones. He has not used mine. So we're just going to switch and see if we like each other's headphones or what are our thoughts on about how their headphones feel, how they sound, and whatever. All right, folks, we did the swap and we tested each other's headphones, and to echo everything he said, I do like the way they feel. They are very comfortable. I will point out that I did notice that the top part, it being rubber as compared to mine being cushion, I did feel a difference. Mainly probably because of my bald head. That's probably why
I have hair.
He has hair.
So it probably doesn't bother me as much. But yeah,
that's just me. So maybe for you bald-headed brothers out there, that may be a consideration for you. But I mean, it wasn't uncomfortable. It's just I just noticed it because he pointed it out. But other than that, yeah, it felt pretty good. Obviously, the main thing we wanted to try out was the audio and how they sounded. Honestly, they both sound really good. I really couldn't definitively say which one sounded better. Maybe somebody out there who has more sensitive ears may can tell the difference. But they both sounded really well. I will point out one thing in the audio department. These are high-res audios. The audio-technica ones are high-res audios. You can tell from the sticker here. So they do have that classification. They do reach the 40 kilohertz range or 40,000 hertz range. So it is designed for that high-res audio. So that is one thing of note. But they both sound pretty damn good.
Yeah, I would have to echo everything you're saying. I really couldn't tell the difference as far as clarity, highs and lows. Just hearing every sound in there, the highs, the lows were very good on both. The only real thing that stood out to me was when I was holding them and playing with the buttons was the quality of the. I like the quality on these a little bit more than I do on these. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that these are bad quality because they're not. It's just that these are made with a different type of material, of material that appeals to me a little bit more than plastic. It's I don't know what kind of material this is, but it's not plastic, and it just feels really good in the hand. But sound quality wise, for audiophiles, I would say probably pick these up because of the high res. But if you're just average everyday person and you're you just want to listen to podcasts, some music, I really cannot tell the difference between the two at all.
I agree 100%. Your normal everyday listening pleasures, these both will get the job done. I mean, you will not be dissatisfied with either of these. They both will be very well. They will do the job. I mean, they're remarkable headphones.
So yeah, again, just to say this again, if you're audiophile, high res is on the Audio-Technica. These have noise canceling. This is the only other thing that differentiates these two from each other. So if you're looking for something that has noise canceling, well, this is probably going to be the pair for you. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more high res through Bluetooth, those are going to be the pair for you.
Yep. All right, folks, and that is all we have for you in this video. We did a pretty good breakdown of both headphones. I hope we gave you all the information that you wanted. If you have any questions about the headphones, please feel free to leave us a comment down in the section below, and we will respond to you. That is one of the things that we do try to do on this channel. We do try to respond to our viewers and their comments. I want to thank you again for checking out this video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And while you're at it, subscribe to our channel. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notified when we put out new content as well. Again, I have been Jamocha. You can follow me on Twitter at SNJamocha.
I'm Charles. You can follow me on Twitter at CharliePinkSN.
And make sure you follow Sounds Nerdy on Twitter at Sounds Nerdy. We do have a lot of conversations on Twitter that do not make it into any of our videos. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Also, check out our Facebook page and our Facebook group at Sounds Nerdy. A lot of interesting conversations going on in our Facebook group. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you check that out. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.